Welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus. This is Will, but you may know me as Glyph and Zeph. This Dungeons & Dragons podcast may contain fantasy violence, language, and adult themes. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. As it were, now, as we move forward, if you could please not provide food or drink to Pothole, no matter what he writes on the glass. Thank you.
Bohemian Rhapsody truly is audio jumper cables to the groin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these old and new faces are the players.
I'm not going to have you talk about Drew like that at the top of the podcast.
Seriously? Wow. I was going to make the joke, but I knew someone was going to. Yikes. Only you are allowed to make the jokes about Drew being old.
Well, as a friendship.
Speaking of Drew...
Well, I'm glad to welcome all these ugly and other than Calvin faces to here. Hey everybody, this is Drew. I play Zeph, the metallic Dragonian Warlock.
Nailed it, the old Dragonians.
The Dragonians. Hey, this is Zeph. I'm gonna sing a classic Marilyn Monroe ballad while wearing lipstick and a dress.
I think you should do a classic Marilyn Manson ballad.
Alright. Ooh, that's like ultimate gender bending.
Yeah, you have to do Happy Birthday, Mr. President, but really, really angrily.
Over to you.
Yeah, hello, I'm the other Will. I play Aramer, the Leonin Bloodhunter.
And I am the original Will, and I play Glyph, the Lizard Folk Artificer.
And I'm Liz, and I play Ohiana, the Tiefling Bard.
Matt, it's you.
Is it?
Sure.
I was just hoping we were just going to have
I
dead
am Matt. I play TBD, the male variant human monk level 5, and I am not in the room right now.
Nope, Matt is joining us via the interwebs, but we're happy to have him all the same.
So if you can't hear him while we're playing, just make up your own words.
Yeah, think of your own few words that you would think TBD would say tonight, and that should suffice.
Pretty much the same as every week.
There you go.
Do you guys remember when we had to play on Skype for like 2 weeks and we decided it's the most miserable thing on the planet and never did it again?
I can't. I don't know.
I don't remember that.
I played Guild Wars 2 and watched TV every session. Was like, guys, I've got to turn my video off.
And like folded laundry one time, I remember very distinctly. I was like, you have nothing better to do than fold laundry while we're supposed to be playing D&D?
I was really productive during COVID.
That's my friend Will. He's a great dude.
I tried marijuana for the first time during one of the sessions.
Michelle, you need to introduce yourself now.
My name is Michelle Piper, and I play Kenneth Quinn.
Thank goodness.
That
Now
was
I can...
a joke, by the way.
It wasn't the first time.
Definitely
It's not,
wasn't.
definitely.
Wait, hold on, wait, who's that? Hey guys, it's Preston.
Oh, yes.
shoot.
Preston is unfortunately not with us tonight for the second time in a row. But that's okay. He will be back next week to join our team in full force as we continue our amazing story and
Let's
adventure.
hope, because if you fail 3 death saves, you're out permanently.
Unless you're rolling a D12 by accident.
Funny. You guys are funny.
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But speaking of this story, let's go ahead and hop into episode 23 of the Godscar Chronicles. So the last time we were here, the party had found themselves finishing a glorious circus display at the Circus of Dimitri, and after celebrating their victory and their pretty good rolls, discovered that they were under suspicion of assault. Well, 2 people specifically. Glyph and Zeph were accused of assaulting a citizen of the city. After sorting out this little misunderstanding, they had to figure out an answer to this question. If it wasn't them, who was it? So they decided to speak to a contact of theirs, one Jimbar Sahabi, son of the great House Zahabi, and ask him if he knew anything about it. He went through his channels and was able to uncover the information and the location of the still hostile Draconian who was holed up in a business establishment in one of the districts. You guys went over to investigate and discovered the Draconian known as Balefire, one of the old acquaintances and or friends of Glyph and Zeph. Trying to talk him off a cliff, as it were. You guys were able to roll some pretty high persuasions and prevent him, with a high variant roll, from going crazy. You were able to talk him down and convince him that he needed to seek some help in order to figure out what was going on, because he had a strange ailment. And by strange ailment, I mean he had strange crystals sticking out of his spine. So you guys cloaked him in some of your travel robes. One of you disguised yourself as a fanciful, angry old lady, and made your way through the city guards without muss or fuss, thankfully. So,
I wouldn't stand for muss or fuss.
yes, that is correct. So, we pick up now with you guys and your new friend making your way to the... Where are we going? What are we doing?
I mean, I guess.
Weren't we gonna go see Asimir still?
If that is what you want to do,
Yeah, we were going to go see Asmir because we needed someone that could maybe look into this ailment, because
Sure.
it's way out of all of our depth.
And last time we encountered it, the trappers got to it before we could.
Yeah, and we'd rather the
Didn't
trappers
much.
not like poof in and take our friends. That
Have
would be
we
a
talked
real
to him
bummer.
about her tattoo, her arm marking?
Asmir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Moon Sisters, if you listen to
remember
episode
talking
20, they said someone old, and Udal is theoretically who we should be looking for.
Right. And then they also cryptically asked if we'd ever met a dragon.
I said, lady, hello. Kind of, we're almost there, actually. Pretty close.
So now we have dragon egg-shaped magic rock from the Moon Sisters, 3 draconians and a kobold, all who have some
Really putting the dragons in the dungeons and...
yes.
Yeah, seems like it. Okay, so you guys are heading back to the university. Not terribly hard to find your way there. If you guys are going by foot or if you want to take transportation, that's up to you.
I don't think it... I don't know. Hey, mate, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't really want to take you downtown. Just because, I feel like you're stressed out enough as it is.
Are you talking to Balefire?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's wrapped himself up in the traveling cloak and kind of keeping his head low. He kind of nods.
Yes, that seems fair. Seems like enclosed spaces probably won't agree with me very well.
Yeah, I mean, your nickname was kind of Firestorm, so I feel like probably shouldn't put you in a spot where you could start one.
That's probably fair, yeah.
So maybe we take the long way around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
It'll take you guys about an hour or so to take the longer way around, in a manner of speaking. But you can get to the university, I would say, about mid-afternoon at this point. The sun has finished its apex and is now beginning to descend. The heat of the day is still very prevalent, and most people are avoiding the direct sunlight because of just how warm it is this time of year.
But they're one of the vampires?
Ooh.
Or everyone is a vampire. Yeah,
Going
that's a
Blade Trinity
Hey,
action.
don't get into that side quest until you've reached
I'm so
level
sorry.
6.
Perception
That's-
check to see if anybody has the skin of a killer.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yes. Was I ready? No.
Not even close.
No.
If there's one thing I learned from Twilight, it's that.
It's 18.
18. With an 18 perception, you know that you could probably find some skins of a killer. However, that feels like a level 9 side quest that you're just not there prepared for yet.
Yeah, I feel like we ain't there.
Man, we are on fire though, looking to the future.
Yeah, you
all,
guys
all
are
these twists that he's got planned
twists
out
and
for us.
turns
Kind of
that I
like
haven't
a
even...
Doctor Strange kind of vibe.
I haven't seen
think
it.
you mean
Spoilers. No spoilers yet. No spoilers yet.
I wouldn't do that. Although when this one comes out, it'd be like a month after the movie's happened. So I feel like
Most
if
likely.
you haven't seen it, it's kind of on you.
Yeah, at that point it's on you. But he hasn't seen it yet, so and it's much closer. So I want to be respectful of him. But you guys can make your way to the university. Are you guys going straight to Azimir Stowe, or are you guys trying to be a little sneaky about it? You want to... Because there are people... It is in the middle of the day, so there is school is still in session. There are still hundreds, if not thousands, of students and teachers milling about.
We should probably take the back way in.
Okay.
Hey, does anyone have like a oversized cloak? Just like a little like.
I mean, he is wrapped in a travel cloak, so it is covering most of him.
It's a
he's
cloak
not.
that I wore, so it could cover wings.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the very
Yeah.
least, I'd just like to make sure that the crystals aren't kind of poking out. You know.
No, there. I mean, he has a hood up over his head, so the crystals that are on his spine are not present. So it just looks like there's just spikes. So
Good thinking, though.
You know.
and he is still disguised. Zeph is still disguised as a humanoid. So there are still.
Thinking, though.
Professor McGonagall.
You don't have to. Okay. Okay. So you guys go ahead and roll stealth checks for the group as you guys make your way to the.
Hear me out. We're doing this. I could cast Pass Without a Trace.
I don't think it's.
Don't think it's necessary? Alright. Then we will pass with traces.
I mean, if you want to, you
Nah,
can.
it's fine.
But I just.
To the first.
Yeah.
Better not.
Always.
Then I think again.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to get trapped on my
Nah, we'll get to you. Don't worry.
Please roll. Please cast him.
Hey, Liz is back. Sorry, Will Wheaton. If you're rolling well, it's because we've got Liz now.
Because
So
we.
should I or should I?
Nope, you've already
Sure.
rolled. You can't cast it. I'm making the call now. TBD, did you roll a stealth check?
14.
Thank you.
12.
12.
Oh, I have advantage. Fuck,
She just rolled 2 nat ones.
In a row?
She just lost her left foot.
Oh my gosh. That's a critical. That's like a.
That's the anti-god roll. Something happens.
That's the devil roll.
No.
You immediately die.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna lose her left foot.
She's gonna start screaming wildly and flailing around.
Liz, can you roll another die? No, not right now. I'm terrified.
Go ahead and roll 14.
Oh my god, it
You roll
doesn't.
stealth check?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.
Doesn't even matter.
what'd you roll?
18.
18. Okay. So, pretty good all around. You are definitely noticed as you guys are going through by individuals. You guys are being stealthy enough. You're making yourselves as inconspicuous as possible. There is at one point where you guys are walking, and it seems like Balefire is like mumbling something to Pothole, who's like trying to talk, and Ohana spins around to hiss like a quiet. And as she turns back around, she runs smack dab into a very large individual who kind of like takes a step and says, "Oh, pardon me." And as he walks past, anybody with a decent perception sees that he looks at the strangely like hooded and like hunched over Draconian and kind of like side eyes him as he walks around a corner, but nothing happens.
I think we should kill that one.
Hey, I don't think that's a good idea. Does someone kind of want to like tail back like 30, 60 feet?
Yeah,
Kind of keep an
on
eye
it.
on it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
only kill him if
I
he
get it.
acts suspicious.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the office of Azimir Stowe. There is a class in session, you can see at this point, so you guys can make your way to the back of the class and kind of just wait in the back as he is finishing what seems to be a conversation about looks to be a history of looks to be the Mecha City and its designs in Magic and how it built how it's developed over the years to build different ways to contain magic as he is having that conversation with them. So what is it, Kenneth? You said you were doing
I was just gonna hang back.
Okay.
And just see if anybody's trailing us or.
Okay, make a perception check.
All right. Okay.
I would like to try and use my vast intelligence to see how much of this I'm intaking, comprehending.
of the
It sounds important.
lesson.
Oh yeah, for
Sure,
sure.
go ahead and roll intelligence check.
That one.
You're fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're solid.
Ladies, what is wrong?
They're getting them out right now. It's fine. Get them out right now.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. It's fairly comprehensive. Some of the stuff that you're not...
19.
That's fine. Some of the stuff you aren't fully familiar with, just in the fact that it's not your style of artificer magic, but the process I don't know why I said it that way. The process seems
process.
Stop it, Drew. You're influencing my speech. The process seems very parallel to what you do. Essentially, Asimir, Professor Stowe is continuing to speak and is explaining how the chaotic form of magic in its pure, unbridled, as most the colloquially known terms, is difficult to maintain corral, to utilize in certain spells or certain magical uses. And so, leading minds of the Mecha City and the Arcane Authority have developed over the multitude of years various ways to contain such magics through utilizing them in. And he continues to. Yeah. He continues to go on, but basically is saying, basically is showing the various ways that the technology started and where it has come to, and also into the future of what they hope to do. Saying stuff about how they're hoping to use it as a way to enhance not only the automation of Mecha City, but also to expand beyond the borders of the Brasslands to more commerce, to be able to make it to where production itself becomes autonomous, to where, you know, people could buy, sell, and trade from the comfort of their homes, to where if something is needed or a place, destination is warranted, that you could reach there without the use of massive airships that require hundreds of man hours and hundreds of, you know, gold coins.
Let me guess, it's called Bitcoin.
No, he's just basically saying how, like, Arcana and the marriage of science are continuing to progress, and how history can teach you how to move that forward.
Kenneth is really trying to pay attention because she realizes this might be the only college education he gets.
Sure.
You know what they really need to do to invigorate this process?
Lower it down to like the 6th grade level, you know?
I mean, that would make it easier, but I was thinking if there was some great universal environmental threat that forced people to be inside, then they'd be forced to really move this technology forward at a faster pace.
Maybe.
Hey, yo.
I mean, necessity's the mother of genius. I mean, take Pothole, for example. He's going to die, so put him in a bathtub.
And he is mother genius.
He is literally... Yep, Pothole translates to mother genius in Draconian language,
I think so.
actually.
Pothole.
You're not... No, mate, you're not going to have eggs. Calm down.
Although you make a good mom, I bet.
He just puts all of his little sticker pads against the glass.
That's how this all ends, is that Pothole becomes the den mother at an orphanage.
Don't get ahead of my story,
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Do not get ahead of my story here.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
We really
run by
need to just be
Pothole.
quiet.
Hey, if I'm gonna, if the BBEG is a giant Jaeger version of Pothole at the end of this campaign, then gosh darn it, I can't get ahead of me.
I'll throw these mics out the window if Pothole's the bad guy.
12 archmages all cast in
what if
large
it's like
on
a nega
Pothole
pothole?
and
Just make
Anti-Pothole?
Yes.
But
Speed bump.
No, what do they call it? Mecha Pothole? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like a robotic
Oh, the
version of
Godzilla
Pothole.
thing?
Yeah, it's a mecha version of Pothole.
where that movie was going
the
really, really
antithesis
well
of
and it
Pothole
wasn't.
is speed bump.
yeah. Speed bump.
Yeah.
The mech that's turned into a flesh boy. It's Pinocchio.
Oh,
Pothole versus Pinocchio.
Not a flesh boy.
there's so many visuals of that.
I'm a real lizard. That was more of a robot.
This is not. Nevertheless, after about 30 minutes of this class finally winding down, students asking questions, Professor Stowe answering as best as possible, the class is concluded and the room begins to thin out as Professor Stowe is sitting at his desk writing some stuff down on a parchment. You guys are left to be in the room with them alone. As the last of the students file out, Professor Stowe finishes something on a parchment, looks up and says, "Oh, Good, you're back. Well, welcome. Come.
Right, yep. Hey, mate, is this place kind of like semi-secure, you think, maybe?
Secure?
Yeah, like someone's not going to come barging into your office in a moment?
Well, it's possible.
You have like a secure secret layer where we could meet.
Be fantastic, actually.
Secret layer? Yes, actually, I do have something similar to that. What?
We're going to his mom's house, aren't we?
No. My own abode. It is secure enough if you need secrecy. Is this life and limb, or are we?
Well, kind of in a way.
Somebody.
Maybe, yeah.
Limb, maybe.
Oh my. All right. 1 moment. And he reaches into his desk and begins to shuffle around. You hear like a bump of like, oh goodness, as they're shuffling around, grabbing things. There's like pings and ping, ding, ding, as things are shuffling around. Finally, pulls out a small piece of parchment, begins to scribble on it, and then sets it down. And you see they take this little, looks like blue tube with like this weird kind of greenish liquid that kind of like almost like a level kind of like greenish liquid in there, and sets it on there and kind of rolls it back and forth a couple times and picks it up and hands it to you. The address to my house. It will disappear after you read it. Hands it to you.
I just open it right then and there.
Okay. It has an address on it.
Does it disappear?
Are you still looking at it?
Yeah.
It's not going away yet.
Don't break eye contact.
Remember what it says.
Oh,
hey, what if you just told us what it said?
Can I do something to remember it?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Say it out loud.
A little mnemonic
Oh my
device.
god, Kenneth can't read.
Is there a mnemonic device I can use?
letters.
Just a bunch of squiggly ass lines.
Numbers, letters. All right. Yes, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Numbers, letters. All right.
After you finish that, and after you finish your mnemonic device, the first time you glance away and glance back, it is gone.
Oh. Hey, can we get another one of these?
Can we get one for the road?
Professor Stowe takes it, rolls the thing across it again, picks it back up, and hands it to somebody other than you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I want to check it and make sure it's legit.
Yeah,
Does it match the one that he gave me? We won't know.
Yeah, I'll open it. I'd like to try and remember it.
Okay.
20 unnaturally to remember the damn address.
On an intelligence check?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't even get a roll that. 2.
Oh my god.
You listen.
Can y'all take a lap around the complex or something?
Yeah, you guys need to take 2 laps and think
Oh
about
my god.
You can't even put the dice in the dice jail. Wow.
You need to
Okay.
put you in the dice shit.
Okay. All right. So, Professor Stowe finishes handing it to you and says, "Sundown, my abode."
Right on. We'll bring dinner. I think we could probably take care of that. You know.
Oh, not necessarily. If you need something to eat, I can provide that for you as well.
We'll bring like a half a person.
Humor. Yes. Funny. Yes.
Yep, I meant that as humor, right, Zeph? That is
Right.
humorous.
Yeah, good joke.
Wait, I
Right.
thought you were incapable of sarcasm. Isn't that kind of like joking?
Me? I'm incapable of sarcasm, not him.
I can be. I think it's an ugly colour on me, but I can be it if I'd like to.
Oh. Hey, I did have a
would like
question,
to work on it, though.
Asmir. Maybe this might be a better question for Ink. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone turns around as the door is knocked on. Come in, and you see the door opens, and there's a younger, looks to be like student wearing the brown robes of the universities. Professor Stowe. Yes. Someone is here to see you, sir. Yes. Let them come in. And they nod and step back. And as they step back, their thin form kind of steps back from the doorframe, and filling the doorframe is this massive black and gray form of Aramir as they step into the...
You're black and grey?
Yes.
Yeah. As they step into the room.
I had no idea.
And makes eye contact with all of you.
Hello.
Oh, hey mate, welcome back. Hey, you know what this means? This means the danger's right around the corner. Anytime Aroma comes around, we usually get to something?
I'll put my cool necklace back away.
That's fair.
Which one? The one with the lion's tooth on
You
it?
shut your mouth.
Seeing Oromir step in, Professor Stowe's, yes, Oromir, you are here to collect something for your mistress. One moment, reaches into the desk again, shuffles around for another second, and pulls out what looks to be a small, kind of thin wooden box and sets it down in front of him. She will know what to do with that.
I pocket it.
Okay, so you pocket the box. So, that ends your errand, so you are free and clear at this point. But the professor's back to what you were saying, my dear.
Yeah, we met some old fellers out there in the rust. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, something like that. Is there a Jetta Mabre that goes to school here? Or that'd be a better question for Ink. I don't know, man.
Jetta Mabre?
Yeah, he said that she was real powerful at conjuring. Not sure if she's still living or not, but if we came across her, to tell her we said hello.
I don't have any knowledge of it, Jetta Mabre. There's many students that come through these classes, and so I don't remember all their names.
Fair enough.
So sorry.
Ink? Would he know?
Yes, I know Ink.
No, but would Ink know? Would he be able to get us
yes, Ink. I assume so. He does have the records to everything.
All right, I'll check with Ink.
All right.
Well, do we need anything else? Gang?
That's not from your side.
Not that I'm aware.
Oromir, would you like to join us?
For what?
Well, we're trying to figure a bunch of stuff out.
Root tootin' good time.
These very vague.
Yep.
Any more information?
Keep it secret, keep it safe, you know?
Well, can we trust you?
Yes.
That's good.
Insight check.
Are you gonna make an insight check?
You know, I'm probably going to do it poorly.
Insight in it.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 27.
27.
Or, I'm sorry, 26. My bad.
26.
Yes.
Are you being truthful?
Sure.
All right. All right.
I
Seems
would never
legit.
tell anyone.
I can't remember. Were you there when we killed the rats with the
Oh,
crystals?
yes.
So, we've just found... I guess I've turned back into myself at this point.
Sure, if you want to.
To an old lady.
We've just found...
I think you're
You
still
just
in
had
the
a conversation
form of
with
the
an old lady.
Well,
Well, I
who
guess,
this is.
it is just his visual appearance that changes. It's just an image. So, he's just really good at doing voices also. But yeah, he's decided to talk like this.
It's just terrifying.
So, we have found another draconian. It's our friend, Bale. And he seems to be infected by those crystals as well. And we're trying to figure out what's going on there.
You should just take him out. Not like kill him, but like take out the crystals.
We have tried. Would you like to try? We've tried.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, his mental state seems to be rather precarious at the moment, and we wouldn't want removal of the crystals to possibly tip that in an unfavorable direction.
Yeah, because things catch fire really violently when he loses his temper.
I see. Okay. Sure.
Sound like fun?
I don't know if it's fun, but it is.
Come on, Wildcat, let's go.
Okay.
Are we just
Definitely don't like that.
Rare.
We can go.
Is this where the Civil War happens?
This is the Civil War.
Yeah.
This is the moment you don't realize, but this is the moment where you turned Will's character into the BBEG. You were the sidekick of the BBEG last time. Get over it.
I almost had a choice.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so you guys have a few hours before sundown to do whatever it is you'd like or need to do before you meet Professor Stowe at his house.
Visit Ink. That's what I want to do.
All right. Is anyone else?
Which one's Ink?
It's the little librarian guy.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I still have this box that I need to give.
It's not urgent. It's just something to pick up. So,
Yeah.
being the personal assigned bodyguard of Gale One Tolliver means that sometimes she just sends you on stuff so you can leave her alone because she's like, I don't need protection. You're like, I am hired to protect you. I don't know what you need. Yeah, it's
Just stand there.
yeah, that's all I do. And she's like, just go get this for me. He's
Okay.
all right. And
I
don't
imagine
come back
their
for several
presence,
hours.
Like,
All right.
sometimes annoys her. Yeah, that's like what I'm envisioning. Is like his presence alone is just kind of
It's
irritating
this
sometimes.
big lion that's just standing
Yeah,
there.
well, the premise is that she
doing it.
has a bodyguard because
Yeah.
she is a woman and needs protection, and so she's like, I don't, but her superiors are like, yes, you do, which is why he's been hired to do it, because he's proven to be a very good person to protect people just by standing there.
Right.
When you're a 7 foot,
Something like that.
yeah,
with a big maul.
7 foot Leonin with a giant mane. Yeah, you are pretty. So you're heading to the records hall to try to speak to Ink, the librarian. Okay. Cool. So you guys get to the records room. There's not a lot of people here at this time. There seems to be maybe about half dozen individuals kind of milling in throughout the constant buzzing sound of the drones as they mill in throughout all of the halls, pulling the records and replacing records. Kind of fills the air. But you guys can make your way to the round desk in the center of the room where the tiny gray goblin Ink is sitting there flipping through some tomes, looks up and... Oh, hello! Welcome back. Yes, I've seen you all before. Yes.
You sure
Pushes
enough
his little
have.
glasses up.
We're the group yet to be named. You know.
Oh yes, you haven't called yourselves an official name yet. I can't put it down into the records until you do.
Yeah, that's the thing, Ink. Like, so when you see all of us walking towards you, what do you think? Like, oh, there's the group with no name, or like, what comes to your mind? Like, oh, there's the
blunt.
There's the really good fighters, the Justice guys. There's the advocates of peace and freedom in the galaxy.
The pretty decent crew.
I mean, you definitely strike me as a group of unprofessional mercenaries, but other than that, you seem to do a pretty good job. So,
Unprofessionaries.
I'm pretty sure I advocated for the unprofessionals a long time ago and it got shut down. Shut down. It did. It got shut down and everyone shit on it as it was going down.
It's not a terrible name.
We ain't done it with our poopers and then shut it down.
Yep. So, you know.
But that's just my opinion from a totally unbiased third party.
Understandable.
But you're probably not here to ask about names. You're probably here for information. Because that is what you do in the records hall. Yes.
I mean, I did come here exactly for names.
Excellent.
Could you maybe look up Jetta Mowbray? I believe she was a student here at one point. I don't know if she still is or not, or even if she's still living, but...
Do you have any more information on this Mowbray?
She came from the Rust.
That should be helpful.
A relative's name is Benedict.
Oh, next of kin, yes. We sometimes have that in our records as well. Perhaps that will help narrow down the search. Anything else?
She's very powerful and good at conjuring. That's all I got.
Not sure if that was added to official records, but I'll add it just in case.
Good at conjuring.
At this point, they set up and they pick up a little tube by their desk and bing, hit it. At that point, you see, and one of the drones lands next to him. Yes, 22-4. Would you mind looking in the student records and citizen records for a Jetta Mowbray? A good conjurer. Next of kin, Benedict Mowbray. Yes. Hurry up
From
now.
the Rust.
Oh yes, from the Rust. Yes, be off now. As the drone and putters off into the records hall. While that's going on, is anyone else doing anything? Have any questions? Want to cover the lens so Matt can't see anything?
No, step one was to mute the microphone.
Oh no! You muted the microphone?
Yep. And then
He's not entertained.
He is
anymore.
just...
Stop it.
Sorry, Matt, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Will's being a jerk, Matt. I'm sorry.
Bull! When?
Just now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah.
I just saw a finger go over the camera.
Your face was very evident.
Michelle,
You just, your eyes narrowed ever so slightly, and you were like, something's not right. Okay, so while that drone is looking for that information, I'm going to roll for that. Anyone else seeking information?
I mean, we did all the draconian ordinance information seeking the last time when he let us go to the special place.
Yeah, we should look for crystal information.
Oh, you mean like, so do we have a working knowledge of the, yeah, everyone knows about the God Scar, right? That's kind of like common knowledge. Yep. More or less just that it happened.
Yes, there is research, there is hypothesis, and there is the oral histories of the God Scar. We have all of those records here if you're looking for something specific.
I think research would probably be what we would want. You know.
Do you have anything on the magic crystals that make biological beings worse?
Yeah, so like research or like theoretical stuff would be great. A hypothesis would be great. Just anything like pertaining to crystalline formations in regards to God Scar.
We ran into some giant rodents that had been besought with purple crystals from...
Fascinating.
They were actually a lot of fun to fight. Didn't even bother to try and eat them because it...
Gross.
Yeah. Didn't really want to chip a tooth.
Color purple don't taste very good.
It doesn't, found that out.
That's called physical contamination of your food when you get, like, purple crystals in it.
Yeah,
out of curiosity, do these crystals have anything to do with your God Scar research, or are they simply a coincidence?
I think at this point, somewhat coincidental.
I see. We do have information on, biological enhancements in magic and in science. Crystals could be a part of that, but the God Scar, I don't know if there's a cross-reference between the two. I could certainly take a look.
Find out, yeah.
Certainly. B422. Another one lands. He begins to describe his the information to it. It was supposed to be the future of this nation, all right? And then
I'm actually pissed off about it.
I'm pissed that we don't have a robotic maid.
Now.
We should have flying.
We should have robotic maids, and we don't. But that one takes off and goes to look for the information as well.
Hello, the Roombas are listening.
He side-eyed you when he said robotic maids as if he was looking for something that usually just cleans things up.
He knows better.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was trying to start.
Hi, Mr. J. Is that how you like her to talk to you when we're not?
Hey, Mr. K.
No.
Address me by my proper name.
I do not want her to call me Mr. J at all, because that's a joker, and I'm not here for that relationship. Actually, fun fact. My manager at Home Depot used to be, his first name was Jay, and he insisted we call him Jay, and so I always called him Mr. J as a part of the thing. I was like, Mr. J! And he never caught on to it, because he's a grown-ass man with a life. But I had the privilege of calling him the Joker every time I talked to him, so...
Oh my gosh, you could have called him Triple J, gone J. Jonah Jameson.
Get your giggles where you can.
I try as best I can. I do it to my boss at my current job because his name is Ryan Stark. So I call him Mr. Stark every once in a while.
And Ryan, if you're listening to this, you are one of the few reasons we still work at Burger and Brown.
That is 100% true. You are good on you, man.
But it's just because of your name.
It's only because of your name.
It's nothing to do with your work ethic or your willingness to
also
go to bat
fantasy
for your
fact
employees.
about Ryan Stark is that when they page him over the intercom, the first part of his name gets cut off. So when people say Ryan Stark, please call extension so-and-so, I hear Stark, but my mind fills it in as Ned Stark. So I hear Ned Stark, please call extension 214, and I'm always like, Ned Stark!
Why are we doing such boring work?
There's so many crossovers. King of the North and everything like that.
The mind of a professional geek.
Right?
Just that's how I roll sometimes.
Imagine if we could bottle this energy and power cars with it.
The Jetsons. We're back around to the beginning.
And we're back around to the Jetsons. All right, speaking of Jetsons. What was I doing? All right.
You were sending one of those things off to
the first roll for you comes back and does have information regarding one Jetta Marbre.
Okay.
She resided at this school about 2.5 years ago. graduated from the school after 2 years of study, and was immediately accepted into a advanced learning program run by the Arcane Authority.
Okay.
So you have that information for you now. So that is the last that they have on record of her at the school. Public records are also very similar. Jenna Marbury, born in the Rust, to a Meredith and Wayne Marbury, brother Benedict Marbury, attended school and then was sent to the Arcane Authority for an advanced learning program.
Okay.
So.
Do I know if the Arcane Authority is like housed within the city?
Yes,
Like,
you've seen it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
It is across. It is directly across from Union Square, which you guys have been in. But the Arcane Authority is right next to it, or right across from it. The Arcane Authority is the headquarters of a particular group of people that you guys don't like, colloquially known as trappers.
Oh, beans.
Oh, the D-bags.
Yes. So.
She's a freaking. Was she accepted to be a trapper? Trapper? That's the words
She
I
was
said.
the trapping queen.
Yes. So you guys, they're known as trappers amongst everybody else. They are technically arcane authorities, is what they're supposed to be known as, belonging to the Arcane Authority. But everyone calls them trappers. So
fun police.
But this says nothing about their. What's interesting is that nothing in here says what the program is or like what they do now, but it was just accepted into an advanced learning like program. So,
all right.
But that is all that they have on this individual.
Okay.
So, with your research, you are looking for anything that crosses between the research on the Godscar and crystal mutilations. Yes? Mm-hmm. So what you get is a handful of things, 2 scrolls and a tome. These all seem to be, the 2 scrolls seem to be field research notes that were copied onto a scroll. So it looks to be like basically like block paragraphs of like different notes that were written down, and they are all dated and noted by who wrote them and who was researching them. But basically it's a laundry list of articles essentially of people who have attempted research or exploration into the Godscar. And what you find more often than not is that they say that not only is the geographical landscape preceding the Godscar itself changed over time, but they also note that the biology around and near the Godscar has also been affected. So essentially, the Godscar itself, the borders of where it truly starts, are impassable, or have been for many years, according to pretty much everybody who's ever gone there. Nobody goes into it. Anybody who has gone in, and there are a few expeditions that have gone in, there have been, kingdoms have sent legions of soldiers in there to try to figure out what's going on. Nothing has ever come back out. But the lands just on the outside of the Godscar are not inhabitable, but they are passable. And
so is it like a 3 Mile Island situation, like a Chernobyl kind of thing?
Basically, yeah. Okay. So the center, the Godscar itself, nobody goes into. It is a wasteland that is perpetually covered in either like a darkness or like a kind of like a black kind of fog that kind of just reaches the sides. If anybody has seen the Netflix show Shadow and Bone, it's kind of the vibe you're going for.
Ooh, it's kind of
gray. The fold. Yeah. But that's kind of the vibe you got there. Not as impenetrable as that, but that same feeling of like it just stops. However, the edges of it spreading out probably a half mile or so around the edges of the Godscar, the land itself, it seems, according to the research, has slowly gotten worse as time has progressed. The topography and the life, like creatures, have all shown signs of, it says, degradation, mutilation, transmutation, because of what they assume is whatever is inside of the Godscar itself. But that is the only information that you have on crystal mutilation, because it does say that there's geographically there's like stones that turn it, the stones turn black, or they've seen like trees get these weird kind of like colorations, almost like this oily kind of like iridescence to them. Creatures slowly begin to morph and deform into other very similar looking creatures, but with just appendages and body forms that don't look natural. Not painful and not deadly, but different. So whatever it is, it's definitely having an effect on the local fauna.
Is there anything about purple in there?
There are many different coloration
Specifically purple crystalline.
There is nothing in there that says purple crystals pop up everywhere.
God dang.
It is not if it is a naturally occurring thing, it has never been discovered. So, but yeah, so that is your information based on those cross references. If you want to get more into the theories or the history of Godskar, you can definitely ask for that. Or if you want to get more into specifically magical mutation, specifically crystals, you can definitely do that too. Or if that's enough information for you guys, you can simply move on.
So I don't know. I'm thinking that this isn't just an effect of the Godskar, but someone's trying to manipulate magics, maybe.
No, I agree with that
Question.
100%.
Has there ever been, or is there record of anyone who specifically delved into the realm of magical experimentation with crystals of any sort, of utilizing them to control other beings?
Witches.
Oh, yes. There are many individuals who have utilized several catalysts for enhancing their magics. Mm-hmm. Most of them no longer stay in this area or haven't been here for many, many years, given that their experimentations are a bit chaotic for the minds of the city. Most of those people, if any of them do still exist, probably reside in either the Emerald Isles, where magic is much more researched and encouraged, or they live in Udall, where there is less of a embargo, as it were, on this stuff.
Is there specific research on a particular person of recent past who perhaps used embedding crystals in other beings in means of control?
The only individual that I would be aware of, you're all see. Don't know what that first one was. Okay, that's better. He thinks for a second and goes, the only person that I would be aware of who in recent history was tasked with utilizing magic in any way, I'm not sure about the crystal part, was well, kind of looked around for a second. It was the last scientist that the Union hired to do experimentation.
Don't say
and
it.
who was
Don't
that?
say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
He was known as Emeraldi.
Son of a bitch.
But that was many years ago, and Emeraldi has not been seen nor heard since the fall of Vicferan. I believe members of your party know a thing or two about it, I would assume, unless you don't.
I mean, you know, we might have a little bit of basic knowledge about it. Don't know. Yeah.
But it's not for me to divulge.
Speechless.
Yeah, and I'm not going to divulge it here. No. Spilling
please.
all of the things.
Your information is yours to distribute. I was just merely providing what I know. But ever since the supposed failure of Emeraldi's experiences and experiments in Vicferan, the Union has since privatized their experimentations to select few individuals, and even those are kept under lock and key. Wow! I hit myself on my desk.
Right, so I'm going to grab Zeph and do a real quick 180, and just be like, alright, so Should we maybe ask Balefire when the last time he saw Emeraldy was?
Yeah, I think so.
Because, I mean, you know, the last time we saw him was when we did that thing where we kind of let everyone down and everybody died. But turns out, I mean, Balefire's still alive. At least one of us is still here.
Yeah, maybe he saw him after.
You know, be worth it to look into.
Yeah, Balefire, come over here.
Balefire walks over after he's been sitting on a bench this whole time. Kind of gets up and walks over.
What's up?
Hey, do you have any recollection of the last, few years of your life? Weird question, but it's a pertinent one.
I mean, a few. I mean, a little bit. What do you know?
Well, that's the thing. All we know is that we royally screwed up, which is something that we don't really do. And it was according to the Union, it was all our fault. So we had been put on shit work after that happened. And recently, about a few weeks ago, we were kind of given free rein to pursue a couple other things, which has led us to this party that you see. So I don't know if you had any information on the mistake we made.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I was asking you.
We failed to save the rest of, us, along with Emeraldy.
Yeah, went down swinging, allegedly. A lot of people died. I don't know.
Do you not remember? Nothing.
We kind of just remember what we were told, which is, I don't know.
So you woke up and you don't remember what happened before that? Right.
Yeah, more or less. It's kind of just like a big old greyscape.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. About a year.
The trappers, they're here. They're coming for us.
Put away your crystals.
They're coming.
Emeraldy. Balefire explodes in a nuclear.
Oh, mate, you're gonna need a new travel cloak.
How long ago was the earliest memory you being told what happened? How long was that ago?
Wasn't it about
Weeks,
a year
months,
ago?
years?
Wasn't it about a year ago?
Yeah,
I'm asking out of character.
You guys never
years.
specified. I would say it's probably been about 6 years.
Yeah, it's been
6 years.
Since you blew up in the God's car. Failed to save your friends, and now you're in shame.
I think that's the actual lyrics of the song.
100%. Yeah, it's 100% is. Yeah, so it's about 6 years ago.
But before that happened, you don't.
No, I mean, we remember everything that we were taught as far as our abilities and things that we can do and capable of. But when it comes to
back,
yeah, little by little. But as far as remember that time that we did that thing? Most of those things are kind of a blur.
I need a drink. All right, let's get you one.
Yep. Right. Hey, you guys ready to go?
No. I need a drink with you two.
All right. Hey, you guys ready to stay? Because we're gonna go do blizzard stuff.
Kind of be nearby-ish?
That's fine. Yeah.
I won't eavesdrop or nothing. Just
I kind of just give her a real quick wave and send her a message spell. I'm like, yeah, maybe tell us.
Come on.
And he turns out of the room and starts walking away.
Yeah.
So the rest of you finish up your research, and you all.
I will tell.
Hey, only we can say tail.
So you all leave the university, kind of splitting ways essentially, and Balefire leading the two of you off into the Tin District to find a drink. The rest of you, are you guys following at a distance? I assume, or you okay? Everyone's following at a distance.
Yep.
Cool.
Now, Tabidi had to dismount.
Tabidi, you stay here. The rest of you go with. Okay, so you guys go walking for a little bit. Balefire just keeping his head down and not saying anything. Yeah, and you guys arrive at what's looks like a place known as the Leather Griffin, which looks like a small pub just off in the Tin District.
And its sign is just a Leather Griffin.
Yep, 100%.
That's
But you guys can get in there. It's a small tavern, not a lot of people there, but very, it seems very relaxed. There is immediately hit with the smell of warm tobacco that has been burning pretty much all day, and the mixed with just kind of the warm wood smell of a well-run tavern. Not great by any means, but it's probably got a good staff. Comfy, homey tavern. But there's maybe 2 other individuals here. One of them looks to be well into probably their 4th cup of ale, and the other one is sitting up at the bar having a friendly conversation with one of the barmaids. But Balefire takes you guys into there and off into a corner booth and sets down and orders and waves his hand, and some tankards are brought to you guys. Some basic ale is brought to you guys, so you guys can have that. The rest of you, what are you guys gonna do while they walk into that tavern?
Stealthily tail at a distance.
Is Will Moon going to stealthily tail as a 7-foot-tall lion?
Perhaps sit at another table.
In the bar?
Maybe a distant one in the shadows.
Yeah, maybe we kind of let Balefire know. Like, hey, our friends are going to be here too. We kind of just like to stay loosely together in case things pop off. But, it's no big deal. They're not listening. Hey, you guys listening?
No response.
See? Not listening.
Right.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, boy. Are you sure you don't want Zeph to do that? Because that's going to be an 8. That's not even a double digit. Sorry, Liz.
What'd you roll?
8.
8.
The Ocho.
Zeph, do you want to assist in this moment to make him feel at ease?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mate, don't worry about it. These are really trustworthy pinkies.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
That's awesome.
15?
15?
Yes.
Better. Yeah, much better.
Combined is 23.
Nice. That's how that works.
Balefire kind of
That's
nods.
exactly how that works.
As the rest of you sit down, Balefire nods and...
I hate you so much.
Listen. You didn't fail. At Vic Ferron. It wasn't a failure.
Well, then what was it? I mean, we've been led to believe that it was like a catastrophic failure.
You were led to believe what the Union classifies as a catastrophic failure because they were the ones that lucked out on what happened.
What do you mean? What happened?
You know what Emeraldi does. He creates experiments. He takes our kind and enhances us, makes us better than before.
Too right.
Bingo. More than meets the eye with these guys.
He was under contract by the Union to make us, to design a soldier better than 100 regular soldiers.
Massive success.
Bingo.
You might say.
Seasonally, we're really effective, kind of like wintry soldiers, almost.
It's not. The thing is, Zeph, it's not a success, though. For every one of us that came out of those mines, there's probably a dozen or so that are buried down there.
Well, we were never really informed about that. That'd kind of be nice to know.
You don't remember?
I mean, I think it's safe to say, if you're going to say you don't remember, we definitely don't.
They were like casualties of the experimental process?
Yeah. You remember the lizards or the draconians who came in and Emeraldi would try a new experiment. He would try to do something to them and it didn't take whatever the implants were. Sometimes the runes just don't set.
And as he's telling this to you guys, the flashback that you had after the rodent incursion near Copper Cove comes back to you of seeing those mutilated rodent bodies and thinking of how they reminded you of other forms that you had seen before but you couldn't quite place.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that you put it that way.
But he was successful. Repeatedly. I mean, we're a product of that. And because we were successful, the Union demanded its dues. They wanted their super soldiers. And it was at that point, for whatever reason, Emerald got soft. Decided that we were more of a family than a product.
I mean, I kind of liked it.
The Union didn't. So they sent a contingency to reclaim what was theirs and shut Emerald down. And that's when the fights broke out. Emeraldi purged the minds of most of his research, collapsed what he could, and escaped, sending most of us as far as he could.
Do you know where he's at now?
Emeraldi escaped.
The last I saw of him, he was teleporting most of us, left and right, while fending off trappers.
So we're not the ones who failed. The only survivors were the only ones who got caught.
That's my assumption. Wherever he transported you to must have been... Magic is an iffy thing. Sometimes it doesn't land you right where it wants you. Sometimes it sends you spiraling into the ends of the earth, and wherever that was must have been right into the hands of Union.
You know, that makes sense, because there's you, and then, I can't remember because I don't have my notes in front of me. There's another one of us that was mentioned, Cirrus. Someone mentioned Cirrus recently that he might be doing something, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
That makes sense. I haven't spoken to any of the other ones since this all went down, but I could have sworn I saw Emeraldi sending us to and fro and getting out of there right at the last minute, but I couldn't be sure. He was wounded in the fight. One of the trappers got a pretty damn good lightning bolt across his chest. Burned him up pretty bad.
But he's got a nice scar, though. I mean, we've all got good ones. His probably the best, so...
If he's still alive.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point.
I think he must be.
I mean, you can't really keep a good guy down, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that guy's damn near, like, invincible. Emeraldi was pretty freaking good. Aside from the whole, like, you know, killing, you know, lizards thing.
And these creatures that are being distorted, it sounds just like him.
Well, it doesn't make sense, though. Emeraldi wouldn't do that to... We wouldn't do that to any other creature. He believed that Draconians were the only ones capable of taking the mutations. And he was right. Anything else he tried died.
Bingo. Wait, you mean to say there's like a copycat out here trying to bastardize his work?
All I'm saying is that his research was destroyed to the extent that you can when you're breaking and running. So if someone were able to dig down there and find any semblance of what he was working on...
Right, you said the Union was the only one who benefited from this.
Well, the Union was the one that contracted him. I'm assuming that's why the Union's kept you alive for so long. You're the only remnant of the research that he has left. That and me.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong on here. It sounds like we should probably make a little field trip to Victoron.
I say we should.
You know, I mean, we'd be able, at the very least, we'd be able to know if it's Emeraldi or not, because if it feels like someone else has, you know, kind of made it through or sussed things out, it'd help us.
We've really got no other leads.
Yeah, unless we kind of like catch the next one in the act, like, oh, boom, we caught you, you're putting crystals on people. But that's kind of a long shot.
Yeah, it doesn't sound likely, though, yeah.
Hey, do you know where you got your crystals?
Mine were implanted.
By who?
Emeraldi. That's how I got my fire.
The crystals?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what you... On some of us it's more obvious, but on the other ones, all of our powers are inherent or learned, but it's all enhanced, it's all conducted through the crystals. Emeraldi found them and found that they were the most effective use of all magics that we use.
And your crystals are malfunctioning?
Hell,
Or you malfunctioning?
hell if I know. I assume it's probably the crystals. I didn't go insane before all this, but...
So the crystals haven't always made, like, the black goo come out?
No.
That's no.
No, they used to glow with an internal fire.
When did this start happening?
Hell, it's probably about 6 months ago. I was running away from another town, driving me out. The powers were starting to get out of control. I couldn't contain the fires, and I'd start to light things up. And I ran into a field to try to escape the locals and farmers. A big old field full of fog. And I walked for days to try to get out of it. And it seemed like everywhere I went, the fields followed me. I couldn't get out of them. And I was walking through. It was probably day 10, day 12. I can't remember. I was attacked by something, a creature in there. It was mutated. It had where it was supposed to have horns. It had the damn like stone, just like jagged claws. And I tried to burn it. It's what I do. I burn things, but for some reason my magic stopped working.
Well, it's a little bit concerning.
It was like the creature was suppressing whatever I was trying to do. And then it hit me pretty good on the side here, and that was when everything started to fall apart. I started to see things, started to hear things. It ran off after that. Like I said, couldn't find me in the fog. That was when I started losing it. And I've been on the run ever since, and found myself here in Mecca City, hoping to find a doctor or a smart mage or something. And it was unsuccessful few weeks, and I went to find myself some drink and some company, and that was when the voices came back, and I thought someone was trying to kill me, but it was just the innkeeper trying to ask if I was alright. He put his hand on my shoulder.
You really blew up inside of that brothel, mate.
I've never done that before. Whatever this is, whatever this curse or this defect is, it's mutating my powers. It's making them unstable. It's making them... It's not fire anymore. It's just energy. When I exploded the last time, it was not flame. It was just pure energy that emitted a heat that I couldn't even I was scared of it.
Alright, well, I'd say let's not do that right now or anytime soon. So let's maybe just keep you in a kind of like a calm state. That'd be good, I think.
Calm, angry, it just... Whenever it comes, it comes. I can't stop it, but it's been quiet for a while, so I think I'm okay. But
I think our best chance is to find Emeraldi.
Yeah.
He would be able to fix you if anyone could.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably the only one that would know. I mean, we're going to go see Esme tonight. Maybe he's got a little something that could help your premature immolation, but...
nice one.
But
we could also...
It's one of those drones.
Yes. The Moon Sisters stone.
Oh, we could give him one of those, yeah.
And see if he could ask it to heal.
What's a Moon Sister stone?
I mean, you can't only use one of those when you're in like a tight bind, and maybe next time he's about to
when
immolate.
You're in a tight bind, he's burning up from the inside.
Yeah, that's fair, and I'll just like take the one that's in the hilt of my revolver, and I'll kind of just be like, hey, if you feel like you're about to lose control, maybe just give this a little squeeze. Or eat it, actually. I mean, you could probably
Who
bite it.
knows? But you ask it to help you.
Right.
Only those of pure heart can access the Moon Sisters crystals.
That's not true. We can do it.
Listen.
Yeah, actually, our friend can do it, and she is not pure-hearted
It's
at
like
all.
a one-size-fits-all magic.
Yeah.
Listen, fellas. I understand that, we're gonna figure this out, and hell, we might find Emeraldy or whatever your dreams and aspirations are. But I've been doing this long enough. It's almost 7 years now since we all got scattered. When you live on your own this long, you start to realize that sometimes the world ain't out to provide you with any assistance. It's just gonna kick you in the teeth and leave you to die.
Yep, that's why you kind of got to find friends. I mean, if you remember before, I mean, from what you can remember, we all were together.
And I do appreciate you being friends, hell, even my brothers. Which is why I have to ask you. If we can't find Emeraldy, and we can't fix me, do not let them take me. The Union would like nothing less than to take my corpse and figure out what the hell makes me tick. So if we can't fix me, you have to make sure I'm not recoverable.
I'll disintegrate you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you want like a Viper funeral, we could do that.
Whatever it takes.
Just blast you to shreds.
Yeah. We've actually got a kid that could half you pretty easily.
It will be our honor.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, like a serpentine seppuku almost.
Yeah. Same, totally.
That is a
same.
great band name.
And make sure, promise me, don't trust the Union. The only reason they've kept you around this long is because they feel they could use you or learn something from you.
I have no trouble believing that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, the more I talk to you, the more I'm like, great, I'm glad we got the Lion Man back. That's literally a Union rep. That's probably not good.
He seems fine.
Okay, right.
He looks like he looks more mercenary than Union. They gotta have a dress coat, whatnot.
Yeah, we'll
That
test
seems
him.
like it.
We'll see what he's got.
I appreciate it. And I wish I had your optimism, but you lived as long as I have. You start to think that sometimes death is preferable.
Now, I have a question. Do we think maybe it would be best to find some kind of safe house, a secure location where he can rest peacefully while we search for Emeraldy?
Yeah, this would be like a great moment if we had some sort of like hideout or something, like a safe place. Because I mean, we're not going to put him on the airship.
You know
That's
who
the
would
only-
keep him from the Union?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you to finish your thought.
Sorry. Well, our most wonderful benefactor happens to hate the Union and be a target of the Union.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Who's your benefactor?
Now's Tolliver.
I don't think I know anybody from House Tolliver.
Well, we do.
Yeah, we've got quite a few friends on House Tolliver. We've actually done a lot of jobs for them. A few things, helped them out here and there.
Now, do you trust this benefactor?
I mean, there's as much
I
as
trust her to keep you away from the Union.
That's fair.
Anything that benefits the Union, she would naturally want to.
Yeah, she's kind of what you would call like a union buster.
Right. Alright then. So, if you think that's best, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll reach out to her. We won't like bring you to her doorstep and kind of throw you on it, but we'll reach out and see what she thinks.
Arrange a meeting, probably.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Whatever you want to do.
Sidebar, if we name this episode Union Busting, Amazon is really going to get behind it, and we're going to see some wings on episode 27.
I'll just do that and see what Amazon says.
That would be amazing.
We would like to hire you.
Okay.
There's a little modern politics are in there. Innocently.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
Everyone gather around, drinks. Here, cheers.
Okay, so you
Amazon original.
finishing your conversation with him. You guys can all begin to gather as a whole group and begin to figure out your next plan now that you have some more information and a startling new revelation for some of you.
Hunger, disease, war. These are woes of the 20th century. The Lore Corporation is investing in the 21st century. An end to diseases plaguing the globe. A solution to food scarcity here and abroad. A stop to the violence that plagues our cities and our global neighbors. The start of a better world.
The Lore Corporation. Better designs for a better world. Whether you're looking for fun, a place to start a business, or somewhere to raise a family, look no further than Palmetto City. Located on the beautiful west coast of Florida, we're only minutes from pristine Gulf beaches, natural Florida wildlife, and world-class restaurants and amusements. Our growing population is the customer base and the workforce you'll need to make your small business dreams into big business reality. We've been ranked one of the most affordable major metro areas in the Southeast. If you're looking for a home, look no further than Palmetto City.
Good morning, Miss Lear.
You've been a valuable employee, Mr. Welker. So valuable, in fact, that I believe a promotion's in order.
I'm flattered.
A new position just opened up in management. Longer hours, but the pay's better and you'll lead your own team.
Whatever the company needs, I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to the team, Mr. Welker. Report to our acquisitions department to be trained for fieldwork and hazardous retrieval protocols. Good luck.
Lear passes Welker a file folder as she strides from the room. At a glance, he catches a few phrases.
Live acquisition, Hydrosapien, full force authorized.
Whatever you think you signed up for, kid. You signed up for way more than you can handle.
Country music sensation Sundry Charms, who brought us the smash hit Newtown Lane, has been acquitted of his wife's murder. Charms, whose song eerily outlined the details of his wife's death, is now a free man. But what's next for the man who skyrocketed to the top of the charts only to be thrown in jail? Well, rumor has it that he's bought a house right here in Palmetto City.
I was the one who could tell that you had potential. I was the one who encouraged them to keep an eye on you. That's why you were in Welker's files. I pointed them towards you because you could see this for the tragedy that it is. And if you're willing to make sure that these kind of tragedies don't keep happening, tragedies that could have happened if the Lore Corporation got powers it could never control, then you'll hear me out.
I don't think that our time is long here, and I think that what we're involved in tonight is a mass extinction event, for better or for worse, of all the magic that's left around here.
You know, however we're going to stop this, it's going to require some big sacrifice beyond just like even one life.
Well, when in hell. This American Monster. A Monster of the Week actual play from This American Dice.
Okay, it's at this point, after you guys have had your drinks, if you guys want to have a conversation before sundown, you can. If not, we can fast forward to meeting at Mr. Professor Stowe's house.
I'm going to do a little sketching while we're fast forwarding. I'm trying to think through a way that I can start putting mods on my pistol
Absolutely.
on the revolver. So I'm trying to think like giving it a little bit of range in theory with the right attachments. So I'm just brainstorming-ish.
Absolutely.
So I gotta ask, is it anybody's blood that works, or is it just specifically yours? Like, how does that work? So, like,
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You're a blood hunter. Do you hunt blood, or do you use your own blood to hunt?
Can you use somebody else's? Does it have to be?
Okay, so that's kind of interesting, I guess you could say. I use my blood.
Okay, all right.
Activate it, but it can bring others' blood out.
I'm gonna rip a hangnail.
That doesn't do anything.
It's like a
All
blood.
right, well, shit.
It's like your blood is like a blood map.
Now, what am I supposed to do with this blood?
I mean, like, look, and I'm like, go back, and it's my maul is now sparking.
Does that hurt?
Yes. Well, I mean, at this point, not really.
Do you want to roll your d4?
I can.
If you want to do Crimson Ray. Yeah, because you literally just drew across your arm.
Literally.
Yeah, so you watch as he pulls his maul up and sets it on the table, and as he holds it with one hand, he draws his claws down his arm, causing blood to begin to leak. But as it like begins to drip down, it immediately like almost was magnetizes to the maul, and as it does, it hits and like almost like liquid hitting like electricity starts sparking and starts sparking with energy.
Now, how does one start this? Like, how does one even get involved with that? Because, like, I just ripped this hangnail, but you don't see it zooping over here.
There's a mystery.
There are places you go to be a blood hunter if you want.
Yeah, we can kind of do that too, but ours is a little less gross. I mean, I just like finish an inscription on my revolver and it glows a little bit. And I look at
that
you.
one sickens me even more.
And just pass my hands over various bits of my.
Oh, that one's the worst.
I could also do another.
Cast enlarge.
All right.
I'm gone.
Like a blood maledict.
Emeraldy, as was watching you guys, you do it, takes a sip of his mug and kind of.
Emeraldy?
Sorry, not Emeraldy. I said his name too many times. I apologize. Actually, I literally just saw his name on my notes, which is why I said that. I hate it when I do that. Anyhow, Balefire watches.
You mean Emeraldy?
No, Balefire.
Emeraldy Balefire.
Different guy. Balefire watches you two as he sips his ale, and then kind of like smirks and sets his thing down and like closes his eyes and kind of like. And as he does, you guys watch as almost like fire behind like paper. You watch as these runes appear on his skin from before dissipating. He's like,
"Yeah, it's about as much as I'm going to do." No,
yeah, his is pretty cool, but mate, if you do any more of your cool stuff, we're gonna have to find a new bar to go to.
I'm gonna try to do that with mine that are covered up. I'm just gonna like concentrate real hard and go like.
Does anything
on your tattoo?
The lightning go more. Like
Sorry,
crazy.
on your mark.
Yeah.
No.
I just want to be cool.
Make a wisdom check for me.
Oh, okay.
I just want to be cool. Yeah, smoke a cigarette then.
On it. Unnatural 20.
You close your eyes for a second and start to like focus on you're just like, come on, do something, do a thing.
Does the barbed wire one like ignite?
The what?
The barbed wire one?
What barbed wire
I'm
one?
joking.
No, it's canonical. She's got a barbed wire tattoo around her ankle, not bicep.
Apparently.
Ankle.
Do you have some of those?
I think it'd be cool if Kenneth had like
tribal Celtic one.
Oh my
god! The infinity like yep. You got that one on your shoulder.
Tramp stamp. Oh yeah.
No, that one's shoulder. The clover is the tramp stamp. Says lucky you on it.
You focus on that for a moment, and as you're closing your eyes, you're like, come on. You stop for a second to open them. The bar that you're in is different.
I'm gonna blink real hard.
Same.
Slap my face.
You look left and right.
Are the people still around me?
No, your party is not here. But there is people here. There's probably about 30 people in this bar.
Do I see that person that I saw that other time? The dark-haired
individual?
I thought it was a dark-skinned elf-ish looking, pointy ears. I remember that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make a perception check.
21.
21. You look around the room, and again, there's like 30 people in here, and it seems like there's like the sound of minstrels playing and people laughing and having a good time. Dice are being rolled, slamming on the table. You see in a far corner of the room, sitting at a table, the same individual, their face obscured by what looks to be like a tray being held by a barmaid and like a cup sitting on it, hides their face, but the hair and the slightly pointed ears are
I'm gonna book it as
obvious.
quick as I can.
You stand up, and as you step into the open, wham! Your chest hits a table, and you hear "Om," and as you as the wind gets knocked out of you, you put your hands on a table and look up, and everyone's looking at you. As you all watch Kenneth stand up and run herself into the table and scoot it forward a few inches.
Sounds about right.
Whoa, what is that about?
You're right there.
What's the problem?
No, all good.
Hey, sometimes she drinks too much and then messes with her magic.
I ain't even had nothing.
What just happened?
It's a little weird.
Yep, you got that.
I mean, none of us are going to disagree with it.
Well, I was trying to ignite my little tattoos.
You're trying to do your what?
Tattoos.
Don't like it.
You know, the curse, marking on her arm.
Oh, her tattoos.
Tattoos, yeah. We're all saying the same thing.
I don't think we are.
None of us are saying the same
Yeah, the
thing.
tatties.
Who doesn't love a good pair of titties, though?
What I'm saying, the tatties.
Oh man, that is absolutely what people from New Zealand call tattoos.
Yeah, for sure.
Titties.
So anyway, I was down at the pub getting a new titty.
So it was. I was here, but it wasn't here.
Your titties?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We're all on the same page. I don't know why you're questioning all this.
All right, so you thought about your tattoo.
Yeah.
And then you were here but not here.
Here but not here is different. That's all I got.
Was it nice? I'm gonna guess no, since you threw yourself into the table.
It was kind of bright. It was brighter than it was in here. I'm making shit up. I don't know, man.
If you're gonna lie, at least be better about it.
Yeah, you're right. I just can't. I tattle on myself.
Okay.
Don't lie on yourself, girl.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That's all I got. It's different. Here but different.
Would it be like maybe something you should continue to do or never do again?
I have no idea. I did just run into a table full force, and my ribs do hurt.
Yeah, but you're doing all right. And how do you feel? Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel I don't know, any different?
Oh yeah, flex.
Our arms looking bigger.
Immediately, I'm joking.
Her tattoos just grew. They got huge.
Quit looking at my tattoos. They're covered up. You dingus.
Your ankle got massive. Hey, Tabidi, can you show Balefire some of the cool elemental shit you do?
I could.
Yeah, right now would be awesome, actually.
Can you do fire?
I don't remember how to do fire yet.
That's lame.
Yeah, well, there are 3 other elements that are really cool.
Not as cool as fire. Show him water.
I mean, that's subjective.
Yeah, I got pretty good at the water whip thing. Do you want me to try to grab something with it?
Tell you what, mate, I'm gonna have Pothole stand on the other end of the bar, and he's just gonna hold up like a bottle, and you gotta whip the cap off of it. Yep, you got it. It's not gonna hit you. You're gonna be fine. You're in a glass case.
You get to drink the beer afterwards. Yes.
That's what. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Let's get Pothole drunk. This never ends, Bedley.
So Pothole goes about 30 feet away, turns around, holds up the. He holds up the bottle and is immediately it's almost grabbed by one of the bar maids walking by, and he has to pull it away and sets it up again.
Don't worry, it's a ginger beer.
Oh God, he's gonna clean out the tank. He's gonna have the poops in the worst way.
Alright, so he holds up the bottle, TBD.
Alright, I guess I'll try.
Oh my God, he's gonna shatter the glass and Paul's gonna flail around like a
or he
on
kills
a dog.
He needs to make a dex saving throw, right?
Oh, he's not moving. You just need to make this is a D20 with your dexterity modifier.
Could you imagine? I need a Dixie cup. I'm gonna put this kobold in a Dixie cup. Stat.
18.
18.
Yes,
yeah, that should be fine. What is bottle AC, by the way?
High.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make
sure. But the bottle's AC is nothing.
No, bottle's AC is fine. 18 is fine. Well done.
15.
Yeah, that's fine. TBD extends his... How do you do the water whip, TBD? You just grab it and whip?
Like Cora.
Yeah, I have like a little vial in my pocket. I'll let Tara and Avatar.
Yeah. So you just whip it into shape?
Yep.
Yeah, you just hear, correct that whip!
Yeah,
that's...
And then every time. Okay, so yeah, you whip it out and whoosh, and it snaps the bottle cap off and ding, 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 so it falls on the ground.
And Pothole houses that GB really fast.
Balefire, hang on, gotta find my actual dice here. Balefire.
That's not that bad.
And it's not even the half of it. He literally halved him in.
That's pretty impressive.
I can do some stuff with air too, but I can't really remember the fire stuff. I mean, maybe if you want to train me or something, I might
teach you how to use fire.
New Lizard Sensei.
Yeah,
Ooh, that is also a good band
use it, or I did know how to use it, but
New Lizard Sensei.
It's been so long.
You can be his third adopted father.
Gee, I mean, we're kind of like a collection of dudes.
I might take you up on that offer.
Okay, cool.
I like the kid.
Yeah, actually, he only gets better with time. He grows on you real fast.
Like a tumor.
Yep, like a facial hair, allegedly. That's the three of us have no idea how you grow up. Like, you have a giant mane. No one asks the girls if they have mustaches.
I have a better mustache than y'all, for sure.
Okay, so as this winds down, you guys are more than welcome to make your way towards Professor Stowe's house if you'd like to do that.
Yep.
Okay,
we're here. Bye, Professor Stowe.
Heading back towards the university. It's about a 20-minute walk from the university, off in what looks to be on the beginnings of the Tulliver district is where looks like Professor Stowe's house is.
Yeah, because I remembered his address really easily.
Yeah, for sure, me too.
Easy enough to find. You actually find what looks to be the symmetrical houses throughout the majority of the city. Again, is very. It's not super easy to find, but distinguishing marks between the districts and obviously road signs are easy enough to locate. But you do see setting between two large apartment-esque complexes about 4 stories tall. You can see there. At one point, there's probably an alleyway, maybe about 15, 20 feet wide, because that's where every other alleyway should be. But in between these two complexes, you can see a very thin, a very tall house wedged in between the two buildings, to the point where there is no gap in between them, almost like somebody compressed it, much like the bus in Harry Potter, and set it in the middle of this spot.
Calvin.
Yes.
Nerd test. What is the name of the bus?
The name of the bus?
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's it has a name. I do know this now. I do not know.
The night bus.
Bingo.
The night bus?
KNIGHT bus.
Oh right, because he calls it the night bus. The head calls it the night bus. Yeah.
What's the name of the young conductor of the night bus? The ticket taker.
Oh gosh, starts with an N. Right? Does it start with an N? No, it doesn't.
So. Noodles.
No.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Norbit.
Okay, you're just gonna keep saying
You're only getting further away. You're there. You're on the road. You're on the way.
I know it's there. Wow. I almost said Snape. That was not. No. Stanley. Oh gosh, no, Stanley.
You've got it. You're right there.
Oh, dude, if you've been exiled out of a group, what did they do to you? They decided to.
Slicer.
What?
You've been
Shun. Stanley.
I'm gonna stab you with a medieval lance. Shun. It's more of a.
It's also the name of a mountain.
Peak? What?
It's a specific one.
Shun.
It's a specific peak.
Something.
And not Dante's. The only other one that fucking matters.
Pike.
Yes? So shove it together.
Shunpike.
Stanley Shunpike. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
If your random nerd
that
moment
was
was brought to you by
Random Nerd brought to you
just
by
have to watch
everybody who
Alan had a stroke.
Listen. I had thoughts in my head, but everyone kept talking, and I lost it. She kept saying like Norbit. I'm like,
She was just
no.
naming crappy Eddie Murphy characters.
Oh my gosh,
Norbit. Also Norbit.
I couldn't think. I was trying to go through like the movies and the books in my head because I've read them, and then people started throwing other things out, and I'm like, I lost it. Completely lost it.
Norbit Longbottom. Yeah, you were about to say.
No! I thought it was an N, but it was not. And then I started to say sn, and then I went Snape. No, it's not Snape.
Sneverus.
Sirius Snapeverus. How about the fact that Harry named his son Albus Severus?
Yeah.
It's arguably the shittiest name
Yeah,
ever.
it's too many consonants.
Albus Severus Potter.
Yes.
It was a failure.
It's too many. It's too many consonants.
The names of some of the characters, like in the Dumbledore family, it's too much.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
They
yeah.
were like, we're all going to do A's. Albus, okay. Aberforth. What?
Abernathy. American Express. Nope. Rename him.
Yeah. There's the names in that.
But then there's some names that are bang on, like Luna Lovegood, Neville Longbottom.
Luna is a great one. Neville's a great one.
Noodles McGee.
Draco Malfoy. Like if you read that name, like, oh, this is a snooze ass.
Great name. His father also is Lucius Malfoy. Great name.
Dragon bad guy.
Also, I like. What's another name that I really like? Bellatrix Lestrange. I hate the character. Love the name though. It's a great name.
Yeah, all of the Blacks and Lestranges have
fantastic names. Wow. All right, I found the end of the podcast. Great, guys. Thanks so much. Okay. So, you guys arrive at the sliver of a building that is supposedly the house of Asimir Stowe.
Passing Stowe.
You guys walk up to the front door, knock a few times. The door opens up. It's about 15, 20 feet, so you guys got a little bit of room to move, but not much.
I mean,
That's my house.
Yeah, your wingspan's going to be kind of rough in here.
My wingspan is not 20 feet. My wingspan is not 20 feet, but thanks. I like that.
I mean, it has to be pretty big, though, in order to, like, support the weight of a draconian.
Magic, boy.
And then why do we have wings?
Why did you just, like, God of War him? Magic boy.
Wait, so are your wings... Do you have, like, tooth fairy wings, then?
How do they...
No, he has, like chubby demon wings where they're, like, itty-bitty little ones, but it's like...
Oh, like the little ones that follow in Hercules.
Yes.
We are worms!
Pain and Panic, yep. Pain and Panic, little fly...
Yeah, he flies using his, like, celestial wings or whatever he has, but yeah.
No, he has real dragon
he has
wings.
really big wings. Okay, how big was
He's not huge.
Here's the thing, though. I imagine, much like many mythological creatures, that he can fold his wings to the point where they are almost nondescript on his back.
Yeah.
Because they are leathery,
Right.
so they can fold into a very tight spot.
Yeah.
And it's also, it's like bat wings, so it's like cartilage and like stuff that can like bend and like flex, so... But they're probably pretty wide.
I would like to try to pull one out someday.
Are they moderately sheer? Can you see light through them?
Yeah, if they were like...
Can you diffuse?
Yeah, they're membrane.
extended,
They're membrane based. Yeah, they
See,
like any other dragon.
veins and...
Like any other
Can I
lizard
gingerly
based
pull
dragon
them
thing.
out a little bit and just kind of look at them?
Sure.
Do the window pane test?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for bread?
Yeah, like they do for bread, yeah.
Usually it's better just to
There's
let them
nothing
get it
in
into the
here.
system.
I'm standing by and watching.
But I digress.
Digress indeed.
Indubitably.
As you guys open the door, you hear the sounds of little trills and you hear the sound of little trills and dings and little whirling sounds as you walk into what looks like the amalgamation of Professor Stowe's office in a house, and a very thin house at that. You can see it is about 4 stories tall, but the entire thing is open on the inside. There are a few, it looks to be like jutting out, like loft areas on several different levels, but the majority of this house is open. It is long though, so it is probably 40 feet down, like across, 40 or 50 feet out, but it is, again, it's tight. Mostly because it's built for a gnome. You can definitely notice that as you guys walk in, you are much taller than a lot of the furniture and places around here. But as you guys are stepping in, you can see there's all kinds of shelves and tables with these little experiments and, for lack of a better term, doodads and whatnot.
Doohickeys, gizmos?
Doohickeys and gizmos, all just kind of scattered throughout here in a mishmash. Not so much in disarray, but definitely not organized to a great extent. But it does seem that there's some semblance of cleanliness in here. It's not hoarder style.
Can I make a perception check just to see if there's anything that catches my eye? Just
make a perception check, my dude.
As a fellow, only 10.
Yeah, there's a lot in here, but nothing particularly.
Damn it, sensory overload.
Good try though. That would have been cool if you'd found something pretty cool. Next time. But as everyone's looking around, you hear the sounds of, again, just like a little ding, boing, and as that's going on, you hear the sound of one moment. As you can see up on what looks to be one of the second level lofts, Professor Stowe kind of looks down at you guys, and you can see he's no longer wearing the robes of a professor. He's wearing what looks to be this these very comfortable, just like day clothes. This little like cloth and leather apron, and a little hat that looks like it's kind of squarish and kind of flops to one side, almost like a chef's hat, but like collapsed a little bit. Yeah, as he kind of looks over
He's in his comfy cashes.
And he kind of walks over to the side of the little loft area and pushes a button on the side of the loft, and you watch as a small section of it and starts lowering down to the ground, where it sets perfectly into the floor and kind of like disappears into the floor and kind of hops off it. Welcome to my home. I apologize. I realize now that it is a little tight for those such as yourself. Apologies. But come, we can make space. And he turns around and immediately begins to start moving his hands and mumbling, and as he does, you can watch as little devices and tables begin to shuffle back into corners or scoot away.
It's all IKEA stuff.
Making 100%
double-decker couch.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Begins to move away and make space in the main looks like seating area, enough for everybody to either stand against the wall or sit long ways comfortably enough. Some people will have to look over the heads of others, but Professor Stowe begins to immediately hand out these small plates that are the size of your hand, essentially.
Dinner plates.
But they are full of what looks to be a very hearty dinner. There appears to be there's a pile of what looks to be some steamed foliage of some kind, some almost broccoli-esque with these leaves and stuff. They're kind of sauteed with it. There appears to be some sort of a meat, kind of a darker brown meat that is warm and gives off a very savory smell, and a hunk of fresh bread that is sitting with it as well.
Ooh, what a delight.
Definitely looks like a very hearty meal for a smaller individual. For some of the bigger guys, it could pass as a part of a meal.
Yeah, we probably just throw the whole plate in our mouths.
Yeah, but you can eat it, and it is delicious. It's very, very good. And Professor Stowe hands out drinks to anybody who wants them. Some ale or some wines as needed, but setting them all down, allowing you all to eat your food for a few minutes before setting his plate down. So, what can I do for you now? We are perfectly safe here in my house. I have ensured that it is devoid of any types of looking or seeking magics. So, we are safe here. Yes.
Right, awesome. I don't know. I mean, there's no real way to dance around it. Balefire's kind of got a problem.
I see.
Dramatically
just lights the whole house on fire.
Blows up.
What problem?
Campaign 4 next week.
Yeah, new characters. I see. What is the problem exactly?
I mean, he doesn't really have control of his faculties, as it were.
And he's hearing voices.
We think it might be related to these additional crystals.
It seems he got lost maybe at the edges of the Godscar. He experienced walking for days in a mist that followed him.
Interesting.
And then he was attacked by a creature that was deformed.
He had like
crystalline additions.
Lucius doesn't happen to have any of those crystals, does he?
Oh, yes.
Which crystals?
The purple ones from the rats.
He picked up crystals, that's right.
Who did?
Lucius.
Yeah, I've got him right here.
You said Lucian.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry, Preston. I'm so sorry.
That's why he's not coming back.
Yeah, he's leaving because we don't say his name
apologies.
right.
I never wanted to be this person, but here I am, and I'm sorry.
He can provide a few pieces if you guys want to provide those.
You really laid that one on the show.
I meant to.
Yeah, so he provides the crystals, and Professor Stowe looks at him. One moment, and he jogs over to one side of his house and begins to kind of crawl up on a shelf and pull some stuff down and grab a couple of gizmos and whatnots. Kind of spreads them out on a small table next to him, begins to like start looking at them through different lenses and setting them on small devices, starting these little things where they start popping and start whirling. Steam starts coming off of one of them, and as he's continuing, he's asking more questions of like, and you believe the God Scar? Was he near there at any point?
I don't know. I mean, he said he was kind of being chased by a mist, shrouded in mist, whatever it were. I mean, I don't know about the God Scar as far as what it looks like currently, but
were you near the God Scar at any point? Not that I remember. You wandered for 6 years. Well, I wandered around most of the grasslands and crocodiles. Well, the places you can go over without the dwarves finding you. But so not the God Scar. No, I was mostly this side of the continent. But there was a mist and it did follow me.
And at that point, Asimir Stowe finishes up something and looks over at you all and says, do you think perhaps he encountered the wandering mist?
I mean, that sounds kind of bang on, actually.
Apologies.
I don't know what that is.
The wandering fields.
Whoa.
I mean, you kind of describe that. That sounds like it would describe what he described.
That sounds familiar.
The wandering fields. The wandering fields. Why does that sound familiar?
There is not necessarily a rumor, but essentially a fable of literally a field, marshland, that for some reason has been spotted in multiple places. It's usually out in the nomads of the Brasslands, places where the major cities aren't. It's all villages and like coastline cities and stuff like that. But the Wandering Fields is a fable told by everybody of literally a marshland that moves from place to place. You've never seen it, but you live close enough to the nomads that the nomad lands, I guess, is what you could call it colloquially. I don't have a name for it, but you've lived close enough there that you've heard people talk about it. And there are marshes and like places out there that are, dangerous and, a little creepy. But the tales of literally called the Wandering Fields. Yeah, that's a tale that everyone knows about, especially over in your side of the country. Make a history check. You're from Udall, so you've been around, so you might know, but
with that rumor is Wandering Fields. Are there, along with that fable, are there creatures that are said to have been housed within the Wandering Fields?
What'd you roll? 3?
I rolled that one.
You've never heard the Wandering
Yeah, you never heard the Wandering Fields. Never before.
But to be fair, you're originally from Udall, so you're more informed of the histories of your country. You've been here a while, but this is still not your homeland. So,
have you heard of the Magnetic Fields?
Those, yes, everyone's heard of the Magnetic Fields. Band. Everyone here knows the Magnetic Fields. They're great.
Yeah, of course.
I don't.
They're. I mean, other than that or heavy metal is usually what the Brasslands likes to listen to.
Blah.
Really? No, there's no. I don't get anything for that. Not even a gosh, God, it's a tough crowd. It's the end of the night. I understand.
You got a nod of acknowledgement.
Calvin,
thank you, Drew. I appreciate it.
You get inspiration.
No, it's fine.
No. You get inspiration.
I don't need inspiration. I can roll advantage whenever I
So
damn
the way
choose
inspiration
to.
works for you is that whenever you roll really well, we can say nay, roll again, take the lower.
Roll better.
Yeah.
You can already do that anytime I get in a fight with you.
That's true. Like, hey, were you attacking
I was
me?
literally like,
oh, weird.
I was listening to the episode where it was like, one guy's gonna like take a sucker punch at you, and you're like,
yeah, absolutely.
oh, he's gonna do it at disadvantage because Paul's sitting right next to me.
Yeah, you're like, oh, does a 19 hit? And I was like, does disadvantage hit?
Yeah, that's how it works. Anyhow, Professor Stowe continues. I think. I don't know where he was. The Wandering Fields, that would seem like a logical explanation. I've never seen them myself, but I've heard of research, and while I don't know what the Wandering Fields contain, there is a possibility that creatures of certain types could live there, especially if the Wandering Fields is being manipulated or sentient in some way, shape, or form. I mean, marshlands don't normally move on their own, so if it is sentient or manipulated, I could definitely see creatures of a sort living there.
How long has this fable been around? Is it as old as the God Scar, or is it much newer?
I wouldn't know. I've only heard of it through my research as a historian of the Arcana, and that's only been for a few years. But the tales that I know of are only a few hundred years old, shortly before the solidification of the Brasslands as a nation.
Would I know roughly when that origin story, like?
You know oral, you like tales, and
yeah, like my grandpa's grandpa down.
Literally everyone.
Yeah.
Literally everyone and everyone's grandparents knew of this. Okay. There is unless you literally go like look for like documentation of it, it's all hearsay. But according to Professor Stowe, the only thing he knows is just the histories he's learned, and those tales were a few hundred years ago, which is right before the solidification of the Brasslands, which is, I think I said about 100 years is when the Brasslands still been around for about 100 years. So anywhere between 100 and 200 years ago is when those tales would take place. So, and the Godscar was 1,000 years ago, so bit of a gap between there. But anyhow, as Professor Stowe is looking through all this stuff and having this conversation, he is still working diligently. Finishes up his experimentation and just kind of like, now this is odd. It seems as though you trust all of these? Yes, you trust everyone here? Yes?
Yeah, I'd say
implicitly, yeah.
So.
Very well.
Explicitly, I would say.
Very well. These crystals are fused to the spine of your friend, Mr. Bale here. And
Mr. Fire. Mr. Bale was dead.
My apologies. It's alright. And Balefire kind of nods.
That sounds about right. It's fused to my bloody spine.
The professor continues. They appear to have been enchanted with a magical essence. The origin of this essence is unknown, as it appears to be a very pure form of magic. The purest form that I've ever seen.
Love.
Yes, that's... but also just magic.
No, he's saying he loves that like, not like.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But yes, it is the purest form of magic I've ever witnessed in a material form. Which is odd.
Sounds kind of similar to the Moon Sister stones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And to someone's tattoo.
Maybe. Hey, can you take a look at...
Apologies. The other side of this proverbial coin is also interesting. It seems as though the magic within this crystal has been altered. Whatever happened... And therein lies the question. If it's pure magic, it's unadulterated. It's not maintained by a certain school or a certain category of magics. It's not a transmutation. It's not a focus for a sorcerer. It's not even a curse put upon somebody. But it's been altered. So, whatever happened to your friend, Mr. Fire here, has altered his magic in its purest form to the closest thing that I can amalgamate is a curse. But it's not, because it's not been placed. It's not been distorted. It's just been changed. Now, this, and he reaches over and picks up the small tray of the pieces that Lucius gave him, is very interesting. These stones have fragmentations of crystal in them, which bear a similar marking and design as your friends. His clearly were created. These look to have grown naturally. And also, observe. And you watch as he takes out the small tube that he has in his pocket. The tube you saw him earlier that he was doing stuff with, and he kind of shakes a little bit, the green liquid kind of bubbling around in it. An item infused with magics can contain these magics for an extended period of time. That is how the Brasslands works. We keep our magics in a box, for lack of a better term. But for some reason, and he holds it over the crystals, and you watch as the stones with these little purple shards in it start to vibrate and slowly kind of lift up on the tray, and the vial that he has starts to bubble, and then the bubbles stop, and then start to go backwards as if gravity has reversed on them, and then immediately harden into a solid form. And he moves it away, and it stays. It doesn't go back to what it was. And he takes it and writes something down real quick and starts rolling it over like he did before, and holds it up and puts it down, holds it, puts it down. Ink is still there. You see? Not only does it alter magics around it, it can make magic inert. If this crystal and these crystals are the same or from the same origin as you hypothesize, these could be not only altering your friend's magic, but it could also be draining his magic.
They would kind of justify the random outburst, kind of like his body is subconsciously fighting back.
That would be my assumption as well.
Okay.
Whatever is wrong, his body's... His giftings, his natural inclination to magic is fighting to repel it. And it is... It's winning.
So it's kind of like his magical immune system, hypothetically, is bucking back against whatever that is.
It sounds like this is like an arcane cancer, for like any other way to put it.
Oh no, I wouldn't call it an arcane cancer. That's much worse, and that's much worse and almost incurable, and makes absolutely no sense in this world or any other. But This, yes, it is a disease of magic. And it is taking what is left of your friend's abilities. I fear if he does not find the proper help,
then
it will...
Yeah, I guess that would propose the question of, like, what is the proper help? Who could help him, if you can?
I mean, I can try and do more research. I can consult my notes and I can pull records to help my studies. But
what do you think if we found Emeraldy?
I don't see how. The records indicate that Emeraldy died in a terrible accident.
But supposing he was alive, do you think he would be able to?
Yeah,
did he know? Was this part of his research?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It might have been. It's been a minute since he died, so you can't really say anything for certain.
He created Balefire.
At this time, Balefire kind of leans forward and looks at the gnome like dead on. He goes,
I'm a product of Emeraldy's research.
And he leans even closer. He's like,
what are you going to do about it?
Nothing?
Nothing. No, understand, I am not here to seek any gains of my own personal. I'm a friend, here to help.
He seems more scholarly than anything, for what it's worth, Mr. Fire. A lot of them scholarly types don't necessarily care about this, that, or the other, whether you belong to some. It doesn't matter. They're just curious little fellas.
Yeah, she's actually spot on there, mate. Nothing really to worry about with Esmu.
It's not the curious ones I'm worried about. It's the ones that fund them I'm worried about.
Hey, man, that's fair.
But if you believe him, I guess I will too.
He kind of leans back and goes back to drinking just kind of quietly. Professor Stowe kind of shakes his head. Anyhow, if Mr. Balefire was a product of the research of Emeraldy, then I would assume that any notes or records of Emeraldy's could help. But all of that research was lost, at least to public records.
Yeah, a while back, like 6+ years ago. Yeah.
Yes, when the tragedy of the dwarven mines collapsed, and
insight check.
Man, it's a check.
I want to see if he believes this. 10.
10.
Shit.
Doesn't seem dishonest.
Okay.
But
good enough.
There's more of a tragedy than you know.
Really? Huh. I'm sorry.
It wasn't a collapse.
It's kind of like an attack.
Yeah. The Union sought to solidify their control over an investment they'd made in Emeraldy. And in defense, Emeraldy attempted to protect us and his research.
That is, I'm sorry. That is distressing, and quite frankly, annoying. As he stamps his foot. I have never been one to advocate for the Union's incessant involvement in anything that we do here. But that is not for me to. That is not for me to say. But the fact remains, your friend needs help.
There may be information that the Union has been able to glean from excavations at the collapsed mine. I wonder if you might be able to uncover any of it.
Certainly. I have connections. We have a Commonwealth Union rep. I could make the connection. Yes, I will see what the Union has.
You want to do it kind of, secretly.
Of course. The Commonwealth's contact is well placed, and we plan to keep it that way. We don't have many of them, especially that deep in Union territory. But if anyone can pull records, it would be them. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can. It may take time, but I can do that.
Excellent.
Very nice. Love that.
Sounds good.
Right. Well, I will continue with the things you have given me. Is there anything else I can do for you this evening? Before you leave.
Maybe just like a dessert. Other than that, I think
I was about to say tea or something.
You've been really helpful. We actually, we do appreciate your friendship, Esme. I promise we're not just going to use you all the time. If you need help with other stuff in the future, we're willing to.
Yeah, of course, yes. If I know that you are more than capable of assisting, if ever I have the need.
How does one figure out how to talk like you?
Yeah,
I feel like I'd be
a
slicker
cadence
sounding if
to
I did
your
it.
words.
You kind of you're the way you manipulate language is kind of like a butterfly flapping around. I mean, it's delicate, and I don't feel like if I did that, I'd come off the same way.
I mean, you're doing it right now, and you sound like a.
I know, like I'm glitching over here.
Yeah, you sound. Yeah.
Like I got the Caesars.
I think I would like to try to do it as well. No, doesn't sound so nice.
And I think we should keep going with it.
No, the thing with it is you've got to do it. Do it in a way that is.
All right, Okiana, give it. Okiana, give it a go.
I'd rather not.
All right, okay.
It's okay. I can do it for Anna. I don't know why he just had really fast hiccups the whole time.
The entire time.
Are you having a stroke?
I'm not, but Aroma, we actually haven't really heard your voice except for you want to see me do the blood thing again. Would you like to do something less weird and try an accent?
No.
Okay.
Pothole looks up at you.
Alright, he doesn't sound like an asshole.
And that is where we will pick up next time
TBD
with you guys processing all of this information and figuring out your next moves as... Thank you, Matt.
Matt, you hit your word quota for tonight.
As we figure out what the next steps are next week. But until then, thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you guys for listening. And a special welcome back to our buddy Will, who's going to be with us for the next few weeks.
Yeah, suck it, college!
Until next time, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening to the Wild Magic School Bus. I hope you had as much fun listening as we do making this for you. You can catch new episodes each Monday on whatever podcast platform you use, and while you're there, leave us a review if you want. It actually helps us out a lot. We've got the socials too. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WildMagicPod or on Reddit at r/WildMagicSchoolBus. Either way, stop by and say hello. We're always happy to meet new friends, and you may even get a shout out on the pod. See you next time.
Some interference interference coming.
I was gonna say, thank you, Matt. That was
a long hill we stopped. On the down of it, that was the real son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Why are you stopping on a downhill with a bus? That is a big.
Sorry if the bus stops at the bottom of the hill, dude.
There's a train track, train crossing down there, and the arms are coming down.
I feel like they're asking to just get that thing split in half.
It is a school bus trap.
Yeah, 100%. School bus trap.
There was
school bus trap. Oh my god, it's just music.
School bus trap house. Yeah, I'm down.
It's just the wheels on the bus. Every song is just the wheels on the bus.
Now forward.
Looking it up. It's gotta exist.
No, so we were doing a one shot on Saturday, and Drew wanted to die. So he's like, okay, so I know we survived, but can I make all 3 of my death saves at once? We're like, yeah. Rolled 3 d20s, allegedly. All 3 of them were single digits. And I looked, like, no way. Looked at it. Friggin' clown had a d12 in there.
That's still pretty close.
Yeah. You had a 9 on the d12. That was the highest of the numbers you rolled.
Incredible.
Fair.
Don't ever change, dude.
Oh my god.
Is this independently owned?
You don't look happy to be back.
This is pretty awful.
Will's like, this isn't what I remembered.
This is not what I signed up for, man.
Bad.
There wasn't even a beat drop there. I needed the beat drop.
This is what happens when you don't have a character that instigates violence with innocence every week. We actually discover that we're very pure and wholehearted. We haven't unnecessarily killed anyone this campaign, have we?
haven't.
There.
I might have.
No, he had it coming.
Which ones?
The one he had.
It wasn't
with
necessary,
wind.
but it was worth it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
crazy.
So the last time we were here, the party had
wheels on the bus go round and round. Nope. Not gonna do that.
Nope.
No one's gonna join me.
Do you have inspiration right now?
Yeah.
Go ahead and hand me out that box.
I'm gonna need to go ahead and put the
Mark
inspiration
that
back.
up,
I'm gonna need that back.
Fair. Okay, ready? And
negative inspiration.
3.
Dude, come on, it's 5, 4, 3, 2.